Salanus, Caesareus, Veredus, Terra Equor.
Hi, let's start in English. This is a result from a Pontic Greek woman from the region of Erzurum. They know that their ancestors are from this region between Trabzon, Erzurum, different cities in the northeast side of Turkey, and they know them as Pontic Greek. And she sent me her results and want a small analyze. Started. Okay. First, this is Dodecat K12B, and this is a calculator I know very well. And what's different to other results, she has got only 5 regions. I think it's not many, really. I think it's like when you look at other results in Turkey, there are often a lot of regions. She has got only 5 regions, and the biggest one, what's typical for the northeast side of Turkey, is the Caucasian part. This Caucasian part in the older calculators always say you are similar to Armenians, but that's not true. Caucasian means that you have the DNA similarity to people from Caucasian region. But in the older calculators like Dodecat, they say, hey, you're very similar to Armenians, but I want to show you the Vahudu G25 coordinates. And very interesting, she's really a poor Anatolian Greek, as a Pontic Greek woman. Look at the distance. 0.013 means in Dodecat or in Getmensch like 1.3. It's very similar. And the next one is Anatolian Turk Trabzon. What's the difference about Greek and Turk in Trabzon? Nearly nothing, because in Trabzon the Turks have got not a really high East Asian part, between 0 to 1%, and so they are very similar. But let's look at the results again. So Gedrosia, it's the part of Old Iranian, and it's really big. When you look at the Kurds in Turkey, they have about 25 to 26, and the Anatolian Turks with normally 10% East Asian has got about 14, 15, and she has got a very, I think it's a high amount. But interesting also the Southwest Asian part. This means the island between, we say the Arabian island, it's also very high, about 14.45. I think this part is coming from the old Anatolian farmers, and also this Atlantic Mediterranean part is about 13.22%. It's also, I think it's nearly the normal amount in Anatolia. When you look at the Anatolian Turks. And now interesting, North European, nearly nothing, 1.12. North European, this is for the West European part. You know about the Yamnaya or the Slavic people. And when you look at the Germans or Slavic people, they have a very high amount in North European. And this woman, nearly nothing. And that's interesting because, you know, we talk about the Indo-European people. And I said in my videos before, Indo-European peoples has nothing with the DNA. Because why? When the word Indo-European appears in the history, it was about 1832 in Germany and England. They make only analyze about the language, and when they noticed that the Armenian language, the Iranic language, the German, the English, the French, the Italian, they say that are Indo-European languages, but they don't look at the DNA, because in this time they had no idea about DNA. But important for you, when you look at the West European people, they have a very big amount of North European DNA, yes, and also a big part of Atlantic Mediterranean, because there are, if you look at the history, about 5,000 years, the people are half European farmers and half steppe hunters from the Yamnaya, from the Central Asia steppes, and the most West European people are 50-50 about this DNA. But you see here nearly nothing. So, and you see it at the mixture, they say about 95% Armenian and only about 4-5% Sardinian French. This is something about the old Anatolian farmers, which immigrate to Europe 10,000 years before, and this is the part of Atlantic Mediterranean. Let's look at another calculator. One moment. So look at the MDLP 22 results. Also not many regions, about 9, and the biggest part is West Asian. This is when you look to Dodecat, is the Caucasian part, about 45%. And then here in this calculator, you can see 28% old Anatolian farmers. And the biggest, also the third biggest part is Near East. You saw it also in Dodecat. She has got a very big Near East amount. And then in the Iranian, 1.8. Indian, South Asian, 1.44. Also nearly nothing in Northeast European. Okay, and these are small amounts about Melanese, Indo-Tibetan and Arctic American, but it's very, very low, like Northeast European. And when you look at the results, yes, they show always Armenian, because they said in the past, when you have a big Caucasian part, they always show Armenian, but it's not correct. In this part, also not correct. And you see always again 90% Armenian and 9 to 10% Ötzi Sardinian. This is the old Anatolian farmer DNA. So it's interesting in this part, because we not see a lot of poor Pontic Greek results, and this is one of the poorest Pontic Greek results I have ever seen before. Yes, I think nice to learn. Excuse my English, but I want to try to make this in English, because the follower knows not German, only English or perhaps Greek. So I hope you enjoy this, and see you later. Bye bye.